Yo, this young fetus of a manager, Fabian Hurzeler, is on quite a run in the Premier League. He's just moonwalked into the Etihad in Manchester, taking the point off the sort of sensei managerial master that is Pep Guardiola, who's not been great of late, it has to be said. Has he peaked? I mean, man's won a couple of trebles in his time. I'm not talking about the credentials of Guardiola, because he's never had to manage in hard conditions. He is the greatest manager of our time, Guardiola. He is. I mean, I personally, this geezer behind me, although I'll never forgive him for going to Tottenham Hotspur, I will forever love, as watching football as a spectacle, I will forever love Mourinho because he's just gone everywhere. He's won Champions Leagues with underdogs like Porto and Inter, and he knocked Guardiola off his perch in La Liga, and of course won at Chelsea, and just done loads of great, won trophies with Roma, and now he's in Turkey. Like, he's just on tour, Mourinho. But in terms of like influence on the global game, Pep Guardiola is the guy. Yeah, current Premier League champion. Now, I want to speak a little bit about Fabian Hurzeler. So how old's Pep? Pep's 54 years old, yeah? Pretty long in the tooth. Certainly not a young manager. But this guy, Fabian Hurzeler, right? He is literally, bro, like 2-3 weeks ago, has turned 32. Yeah. He's a Premier League manager trying to get his team, the muggy little Seagulls, Brighton, into the top 5 Champions League. I mean, whether that will happen now, I mean, it might do. He's just turned 32 years old. I swear he coaches Milner, who's like 38, 6 years older than him. Yeah, absolutely chicken oriental. Brighton are level on points, 6th place. They're actually a point behind Man City, who are in a Champions League spot as it stands in 5th place. So Fabian Hurzeler, this child, this footballing managerial child, again, today is the 15th of March. My birthday's on the 16th. Tomorrow, I turn 36. This Premier League manager, who's on some insane winning run, like 6 or 7 games, and then this draw, is 4 years younger than me. That's mental, innit? I want to talk about the game a little bit. In the meantime, thank you for joining me. If you want to wish me a happy birthday, simply subscribe to this channel, Football Yannick, and drop a like on this video. That would be very kind of you, and I would appreciate that. Let's have a look then. This is at the Etihad. Oh, the empty head. Lol, 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 lol. By the way, yeah, okay, so as you can see, top left here on SofaScore.com, it's 2-2. Marmoush scored what can only be described as a great goal. And Haaland converts a penalty, whatever. Won by Marmoush, yeah. And then Kusanov scores an own goal. Estepinian scores a great free kick. But actually, yeah, prior to the opener being scored by Erling Haaland, Mitoma scored a goal that was ruled out, which I think, yeah, and I don't have any particular love loss for Brighton. I'm a Chelsea fan, and we've got a peculiar relationship with Brighton after our new owners. I think it was a very hard, feel free to correct me in the comments, man, but I think it was a very harsh disallowance of a goal for Mitoma. I think Ortega was sort of saving it. Apparently 2 hands made contact, but he wasn't holding it. It wasn't in control. And that's kind of what they ruled out for. So I think it was very unlucky. So it could have been Brighton 1-0, but instead it became very quickly after, as that classic a decision goes against you and the opposition flies up the other end and scores in their favour. Sod's friggin' law, bro. So I think that's pretty soft. But we saw goals. What did we see? We saw Haaland convert the penalty. Estepinian score the free kick, which was lovely jubbly. Marmoush score a wonderfully nice goal, posted in just a lovely hit. And then the Kusanov own goal later on, early at the very beginning of the second half. And that was it for goals. Let's have a look at stats for context. Wow. Look at this, bro. 1.77 for City in expected goals. 2-11 for the muggy little Seagulls. 6 big chances to the 4 of Man City at home in the Etihad. 15 shots to their 11. Brighton outplaying Manchester City in their own backyard. Of course, Ortega's come in for the unavailable Edison, who's got some sort of abdominal injury. Apart from Marmoush, who's, let's be real, has been friggin' massive hit, yeah? He's been in great form for Frankfurt prior to going to Manchester City, goals and assists, and he's slotted in no problem. He's just clearly high on confidence and high performance. But these, man, absolute stinker from Savinho. Gonzalez, the new midfielder. Kusinov, I think he is a good defender, but unfortunate here. And to be honest, it was kind of like a team effort from Brighton. I mean, these guys aren't superstars. Minte's been a good acquisition from Newcastle. Joao Pedro is a capable player. Matoma, I don't know how I accidentally left him captain on FPL, so he's done me there. Double negative points with the yellow card. Jorginho Rutter, these are good players. Believer, Gomez, of course, Estepinian getting the wonderful free kick. I mean, none of these are mega standout performers here, but they got the job done. And like I said, the stats tell the story alone of, way more big chances, shots, significantly higher expected goals. And, the wealth of talent. We're seeing that guy Welbs come off the bench, Adingra, which is fine. But then Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, and Kevin De Bruyne is coming on for Man City. Plus the wealth of talent they are starting. How washed is Pep? Yeah? How, he will hate, a 52-year-old Pep Guardiola will hate how a dude 22 years younger than him has just bowled up to his yard and outplayed him, really. I know Man City have been absolutely the level, the example, the just insane, the standard setter. But all that said, he's still Guardiola. He's still at home. He's still got the good players available. He's still got the new signings available. And he will hate, how a manager who's younger than some of his footballers, his players, has come and done that to him. And I must say, I meme all the time on Football Therapy, joke around about Brighton being the muggy little Seagulls and loving it when they lose, but never because I've got a problem with them. I admire them massively as a football club. How could you not? It's purely on the petty, elements of me getting mugged off by them, my team getting mugged off by them, whether it be his underperforming players. And look, Caicedo, of course we overpaid for him, but he's magnificent. Cucurella was definitely worth it, looks like. Colwell was good on loan there. But Rob Sanchez gives me nightmares. Graham Potter and all them, man. And definitely the jury's still out on the sporting directors who are catching a lot of heat. One half being from Brighton. And other coaches from Brighton and goalkeeping coaches. So my relationship, like every other Chelsea fan, they're just sort of nauseated by Brighton. But you have to give them a serious amount of credit, because I saw Brighton fans on social media, real wanted, done with him, until, of course, Dr. Chelsea came to town and consecutive home wins were delivered in multiple competitions in the league and in the cup, and they won both of them. But yeah, I think there's that story of Hurzeler. Of course, they got touched up 7-0, didn't they? I'm trying to find it, actually. Let's have a look. I can't see it here. Oh, no, 7-0. They got touched up 7-0 by Nottingham Forest, yeah. And previously, they'd lost to Everton as well in January, the end of January. Not looking good, bruv. Before the Chelsea game, he goes to the training pitch with the tactics that saw them lost 7-0, and he ripped them up, or he burnt them on front of the players, as a young, hip manager is inclined to do. And he changed it. Chelsea come to town in the FA Cup. They eliminate Chelsea. Chelsea come to town in the Premier League. They slap Chelsea up 3-0. God, this is painful. They beat Southampton 4-0, but meh. They beat a very good Brighton 2-1. Great. They eliminate a good Newcastle team from the FA Cup. Of course, Newcastle are in a cup final themselves this weekend. They beat a very good Fulham side, and they've just drawn to Man City. Huge game in the FA Cup quarterfinals against Forest. next, it looks like. And then, yeah, Villa, Palace. Hard games coming, but still very, very impressive from Fabian Hurzeler. And it just shows, like, because they did, like, as much as loathed as I am to applaud Brighton, because they got this guy, he got a team promoted into the Bundesliga from the Bundesliga 2, and they took a risk on him. They used their data-led approach. They brought in the little fetus, the unproven child, and he is a prodigy, a managerial prodigy, would seem. He's just getting it right, bro. If he qualifies for Europa League, he matches De Zerbi's achievements. He will still be dreaming of 5th place, maybe, which of course will be Champions League. But they are suddenly very good. Very, very good indeed. And Guardiola, again, he will be hating that. Because it's Brighton, bro. I know Chelsea, and it's not like, you know, my club, reference point Chelsea. We'd not been as good lately. So when we do something poor, you're like, yeah, we're off the ball. We've got our ownership change, the government seat, all this like dramatic stuff. Yeah, so that happened to us. Our complete squad overhaul. But Man City are like recent treble winners, current league winners. You know, Guardiola's still there. Their club hasn't been seized by the government. They've still got the superstar players. And I'm not, you know, they haven't finished 12th under a guy called Graham Potter, but it will feel frustrating for them, especially after spending so much money in January for, again, this to still be happening and them not to have settled into it. But yeah, as much as it is like Guardiola will hate this, it's just fair play to this young manager who got touched up 7-0 and then suddenly is doing the business, bro. I mean, that was really impressed. I thought like this would be such a telling game at the Etihad. And yeah, the stats and the numbers would dictate Brighton played better than Man City in their own backyard. Incredible scenes, really. Let me know what you think, guys. I'll try and upload here tomorrow. I certainly will on Football Therapy for the Arsenal game. But yeah, I'm trying to do daily content here as well. Diversify the subject matter of my football talkings. So thank you for joining me as always. I'll thank you for liking the video and subscribing for my birthday present. And I'll hopefully see you guys back here soon. Peace.